Welcome to Blooming Out, a locally produced public affairs program discussing the issues and events affecting the gay, lesbian, bisexual, and transgender community of South Central Indiana. Blooming Out is written and produced by a team of dedicated volunteers and financially supported by listeners like you.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Blooming Out. I'm Helen Harrell, and thanks so much for joining us for tonight's brand new edition of Indiana's only queer public affairs radio show. And of course, we also post a podcast so you can listen to us nationally or internationally via the web.
And I'm Joshua Sutton. We are here with a new edition of Blooming Out each and every week by and for the lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender, queer, and ally communities. Listeners can always count on us to cover the most pressing issues, interesting people, and the latest events reflecting LGBTQ life. We are local in broadcast, but national and international in scope.
And I know you're going to enjoy our show tonight. We're going to talk with Tommy Craven and Sarah Barry, who are from Jasper, Indiana, about a group they have started called Raise Up. And local singer-songwriter Thomasina is live in studio, and she'll talk with us and play some music.
And Phil Cooper from the Unitarian Universalist Church Rainbow Task Force will speak with us for a few minutes. And we will also hear from musician Steph Mann, who is performing in Indy this weekend.
Well, Tommy Craven and Sarah Barry are founders of the new LGBT group Raise Up in Jasper, Indiana. And I think we talked to Tommy a week or so ago, and now they're both here in the studio. Welcome to Blooming Out.
Thank you for having us.
Yes, thank you. We're really excited to be here.
Well, tell us a little bit about yourselves. Either one of you, doesn't matter who goes first.
Okay. Well, I'm Tommy Craven. I'm 19 years old. I graduated from Jasper High School last year. I'm currently in New York at New York University studying film and gender studies. So I come back to Jasper to help with Raise Up and, try to get the LGBT community a little more support in the area.
And I'm Sarah Barry. I'm 18 and currently a senior at Jasper High School. And I'm actually enrolled at NYU, so I'll be going there next year also. But we hope to keep up with Raise Up and keep doing events as we come home for breaks.
Well, tell us how you came to start this group.
Well, I came out in high school when I was a junior, so I've kind of had to live the experience of coming out in a small town and small town attitudes, and so I understood what it was like to come out. And while I myself didn't have a huge problem with it, I noticed that other LGBT kids in our school were having a lot more troubles with bullying and people in churches and the religion being against it and having to deal with that. And so I tried to get a GSA started in our high school for the 2 years after I came out, and it never happened. And so once I graduated and kind of, felt like I was in a better position to come back to the town and start one, I talked to Sarah, who has been my best friend since high school, and she's really supportive in the community for the LGBT community, and talked to her about what we could do to finally start something. So we came up with the idea for Raise Up. Yeah,
we just started to see that there was these issues such as bullying of the LGBT community, and we have an LGBT community in Jasper, but the issues were just not being talked about. And that's really what we wanted to do with Raise Up, is get the issues out there to at least be discussed, because they're all being swept under the rug, and nothing would ever have changed if it's not talked about.
I have to say that I'm impressed, because right now I don't even feel like I'm talking to somebody who just graduated high school and to somebody who's in high school, so that says a lot. So where's your confidence coming from for doing this? Because I feel like another issue in the small town is there are a lot of people who might want to speak up, but their confidence levels aren't as bold as what yours are.
I feel like I've always been like this. I've always just been like a leader and a pusher and a go-getter. And, I just was sick and tired of, hearing these stories in the news and then realizing that it's only going to be a matter of time before we have one of those suicide cases in Jasper, and I might lose a best friend or someone that I knew, and it's like, I'm not going to have that on my back.
And we just decided, this is the right thing to do. We know we're doing the right thing, and people can say what they want. but we're going to do it.
What exactly did you do? For those of people that are listening to us and who will listen to us on the web and come from other small towns, what exactly did you do to start this? I mean,
Yeah, so like I said, I had tried to start a GSA, and the first thing that Sarah did whenever we kind of brought this back up again was to try to start a GSA, and it just wasn't happening. So we're like, what can we do? Like, how can we get this out? So it's like,
well, we need a community group. We need to get this out in the community because we need to build that base of support because we know it's there, but it's not united and it's not being discussed.
So we're like, how are we going to reach these people? So the first event that we held was called Raise Up Awareness, and we focused on the suicide victims because we thought that was a really approachable topic. People have real sincere feelings, whether they're pro or anti-LGBT, about people committing suicide. So we're like, we'll go this route and kind of bring awareness of everything that's happening. And that's where we started our base support. We held an event at our
That was our first event.
Yeah.
And then it just snowballed from there, and it took off really fast.
And then
we got a lot of support.
How many people showed up at your first event?
about 30 plus.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, with
great.
We had volunteers as well.
Yeah, we had about 10 volunteers from our school, and
yeah, we read the biographies of people who had committed suicide, and we released balloons, which is kind of our logo and our thing is our balloon. And from there, we were like, okay, so how are we going to continue the support that we gathered? So then in January, we started the first of 3 films in our LGBT film series that we held at our local community college.
Yeah.
So we showed Prayers for Bobby, Becoming Chaz, and The Kids Are All Right, that all kind of had different topics tied to them.
And then afterward, we have a group of individuals who are educated on each subject, and we let the audience ask questions, and we have an open discussion about the issues. And we invite anyone to come if they have questions. Maybe they're iffy about the situation, and that's really what we want, is people to have this discussion.
Do you meet once a week, once a month? Where do you meet?
Well, that event just ended. We just had our last film, but that was once a month. And now we don't really have like monthly or weekly meetings. We just kind of keep planning events. Yeah, it's just us. But we are trying, like now we did get the GSA started.
Yeah.
And
so now that's
Great.
kind of,
Victory.
they're separate, but kind of working together just because.
But you did what you were trying to do. Start from the top and then trickle down.
Yeah.
And we really believe that Raise Up is what led the GSA to be able to be started.
Because now that this GSA has finally started, we have Jasper High School graduates from years past coming to us and saying, thank you so much. We tried this in like 2000 when I was a student, and there was just no leverage. And we're like, what's different about then? I mean, obviously time has happened and it's become a little more progressive, but we really think we had to go outside of the school and show the school the support that's outside of the school community to really get the GSA started.
Well,
Because
don't you think your generation, I think, is less willing to put up with discrimination?
Oh,
I think-
definitely. In fact, there was some concerns raised when we tried to begin the GSA, saying you're painting a target on these kids, you're going to see more bullying from other students. The only bullying that we've encountered is from adults.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Right.
more than anything. And
Mature adults at that, right?
Right.
Well,
Right.
I think it speaks a lot, and it's shameful when students have to go outside of a Mecca that's supposed to be a safe haven, even in a small town. You had to feel like you had to step outside of the boundaries that we're all in school for 15 plus years.
Yeah.
To get somebody to listen, and I think it speaks a lot. Are you getting a lot of LGBT community support, like people who may have not ever shown their face before? Are you getting some people to come out and follow you guys? Any?
Definitely. We have a really good Facebook following too for people who don't necessarily come out to our events or who aren't at that position yet where they feel comfortable coming and showing their face. But people who message us all the time be like, "Thank you so much for starting this. Like, I feel like there's finally something in this community that I can relate to and that I'm not alone." And I just lesbian couples, gay couples, closeted students just coming out and saying, we are here in this community, so thank you for finally showcasing us.